Near the crest, it got steeper, and she leaned forward and dug in with her fingers. She was clambering onto the broad, rounded crest and could straighten up and have a look around. Only the crests of the tallest dunes were still in sunlight. The world was a black surface, marred by short scimitar curves of steely gray. Horizon about 5 kilometers off. Anne was crouching, a scoop of sand in her palm. "What's it made of?" Nadia asked. "Dark, solid mineral particles." "Dark, solid mineral particles." Nadia snorted. "I could have told you that." "Not before we got here, you couldn't." "It might have been fines aggregated with salts." "But it's bits of rock instead." "Why so dark?" "Volcanic. On Earth, sand is mostly quartz, you see, because there's a lot of granite here. On Earth, sand is mostly quartz, you see, because there's a lot of granite there. But Mars doesn't have much granite." This is Anne, Nadia is asking the questions. Anne is the geologist. Nadia snorted. "I could have told you that." "Not before we got here, you couldn't. It might have been fines aggregated with salts, but it's bits of rock instead." "Why so dark?" "It's volcanic. On Earth, sand is mostly quartz, you see, because there's a lot of granite there. But Mars doesn't have much granite. These grains are probably volcanic silicates, obsidian, flint, some garnet. Beautiful, isn't it?" "And say we took it for granted that there was no granite," which is a lot funnier out loud. These grains are probably volcanic silicates, obsidian, flint, some garnet. Beautiful, isn't it? She held out a handful of sand for Nadia's inspection. Perfectly serious, of course. Nadia peered through her faceplate at the black grit. "Beautiful," she said. They stood and watched the sunset. Their shadows went right out to the eastern horizon. The sky was a dark red, murky and opaque, only slightly lighter in the west over the sun. The clouds Anne had mentioned were bright yellow streaks very high in the sky. Something in the sand caught at the light, and the dunes were distinctly purplish. The sun was a little gold button, and above it shone 2 evening stars, Venus and the Earth. "They've been getting closer every night lately," Anne said softly. "The conjunction should be really brilliant." The sun touched the horizon, and the dune crests faded to shadow. The little button sun sank under the black line to the west. Now the sky was a maroon dome, the high clouds of the pink of moss campion. Stars were popping out everywhere, and the maroon sky shifted to a vivid dark violet, an electric color that was picked up by the dune crests, so that it seemed crescents of liquid twilight lay across the black plain. Suddenly, Nadia felt a breeze swirl through her nervous system, running up her spine and out into her skin. Her cheeks tingled, and she could feel her spinal cord thrum. Beauty could make you shiver. It was a shock to feel such a physical response to beauty, a thrill like some kind of sex. And this beauty was so strange, so alien. Nadia had never seen it properly before, and never really felt it. She realized that now. She had been enjoying her life as if it were Siberia made right, living in a huge analogy, understanding everything in the terms of her past. But now that she stood under the tall, violet sky on the surface of a petrified black ocean, all new, all strange, it was absolutely impossible to compare it to anything she had seen before. And all of a sudden, the past sheared away in her mind, and she turned in circles like a little girl trying to make herself dizzy, without a thought in her head. Weight seeped inward from her skin, and she didn't feel hollow anymore. On the contrary, she felt extremely solid, compact, balanced. A little thinking boulder, set spinning like a top. We'll end there tonight. Yay, Nadia. Saved. Not a drop spilled, if you believe it. Thank you. That is book club today. Thank you for listening. This is the Ballad of Nadia Ninefingers. Thank you for listening.